President Erdogan, we will destroy the efforts of 3 to 5 charlatans to turn our country into a fire pit. In his speech at the District Governorship Course draw ceremony, President Erdogan condemned the rising hatred against immigrants on social media, using harsh expressions against the calls for action. And the campaigns launched, Erdogan said, "We will confront the efforts of 3 or 5 charlatans organized on social media to turn our country into a fire by pitting our nation against each other," said. Recently, the hate speech against immigrants frequently made on social media has moved to another dimension, after some formations called for protests. Speaking on the subject at the District Governorate Course draw ceremony, President Erdogan said, "We cannot allow insidious games to take root. We will blame the efforts of 3 to 5 charlatans organized on social media to turn our country into a fireplace as a state. We will take all necessary precautions against those who violate the law and prevent this discord. We will extinguish the fire before it gets bigger," said. "We will deal with every threat meticulously," Erdogan also said. "We will meticulously address every threat to the rights and freedoms of our people. We will not allow fascist lumpenism such as xenophobia to spread in society. And we will also solve the problems related to illegal immigration," he said. Highlights from Erdogan's statements: "I feel great pleasure in sharing your graduation joy with you on this day of pride. I would like to thank our Minister of Internal Affairs and his team for bringing us together and facilitating such a beautiful meeting. Hopefully, we will successfully complete the 108th Term District Governorship Course a little later. We will hold the draw ceremony for our 99 young friends, 12 of whom are women, who completed the training. I pray to God for success for our new district governors in their places of duty and in all their professional lives. On this occasion, I remember with mercy all our administrators who were martyred in the line of duty, especially our Derik District Governor Muhammet Fatih Safitürk. May God rest our martyrs in heavenly places. May God bless you. We are going to be servants of this nation, not to be masters. I have no doubt that each of my friends standing before me will represent me in the best possible way as the president of the executive branch. But I still find it useful to remind you of some issues. My dear young brothers, please never forget that even though our titles are different, we are all servants of our beloved nation. My minister just read a stanza of the late Abdurrahim Karkak. We are going to this nation not to be masters, but to be servants. This is how we will know. This is the primary duty of every element of state power, including the legislature, executive and judiciary. At this point, there is no difference between the top of the state and the district governor. Each of us is obliged to serve all 85 million people. It is a great mission to serve our people, to cure their problems, and to contribute to the development of our cities. Compared to our other public officials, our local administrators carry a heavier responsibility by taking on the task of coordinating all units of the state. The district governor has nitrogen monoxide night and day. Our district governors have the opportunity to leave their mark wherever they go, to influence the lives of our people, and to leave their mark on the cities in which they serve with their personal abilities and efforts. Our district governors, the fair, compassionate and smiling face of the state towards the citizens, are obliged to be the compassion and helping hand that extends to the remotest corners of their areas of responsibility. Since you have chosen such a profession as your career, you know this fact: the district governor does not have a working day. There is no day or night, no holidays or weekends. A person who starts work around 9 in the morning and leaves around 5 to 6 in the evening will never be a manager anyway. Let your name be engraved as a legendary district governor. Being a civil administrator is not a profession. that can be confined to the walls of a government building during working hours. I expect you to embrace your work with a tempo and motivation that will make you work, run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year in the districts where you work to represent us. This is how I work as president. My sleep is 5 hours. You guessed it, 6 hours. I go home at night. Sometimes 12, sometimes 1, sometimes 2. This is how I work. Otherwise, this state will not work. Therefore, as the presidents of the districts, I expect this from you. Otherwise, you can neither establish a strong relationship with the nation nor leave behind a legacy that will be remembered with gratitude and longing. As the ancestors say, a horse dies, the field remains, a brave man dies, glory remains. Work so hard and serve in such a way that your name will remain a legacy in every district you leave. What should our nation say behind your back? There was once a district governor here who changed the face of the district. May God be pleased with him. Don't you want this? You have to do this. May your name be engraved in the hearts of our people from all walks of life. As a legendary district governor and legendary governor, we reject the manager profile detached from the market. Strive to further exalt the trust you inherited from your predecessors and raise the bar much higher. Strive to be a district governor whose name is not forgotten but who is set as an example by the POO. Look for those after you. Please do not forget to stay in touch with all the people of the district and stay in touch with non-governmental organizations, opinion leaders, tradesmen, merchants, and businessmen in your relations with our citizens. Remember the rights of your interlocutor, your duties and obligations towards him before your powers. We always say that we cannot keep the state alive without keeping people alive. We cannot guarantee the future of our state without glorifying people. We reject the profile of a manager who is detached from the people and their problems, who is not aware of the realities of the district to which he is responsible for serving. And above all, news from the bazaar, the market, the street. Reaction to CHP's Tanrikulu. What kind of insults and words does he, a so-called member of parliament, but a terrorist, insult my soldiers? TSK successful operations in Gabar disturb them. He is a so-called member of parliament, but the state will respond to his terrorist statement. They cannot tolerate UAVs and SIHA letters because they shoot terrorists in their lairs. They should not tolerate it until the end. We as a state have done it and are doing it. Efforts to make our nation pessimistic through social media are examples of these. Unfortunately, some domestic politicians support these sedition attempts, especially fugitive FETO members abroad. These people, who are played like puppets, knowingly or unknowingly serve the purpose of the country's enemies. We cannot allow sneaky games. We absolutely cannot allow sneaky games to take root. We will put the blame on the efforts of 3 to 5 charlatans organized on social media to turn our country into a fireplace. As a state, we will take all necessary precautions against those who violate the law and extinguish this fire of discord before it escalates. Our line and stance are clear. We neither allow illegal immigrants nor allow discord merchants. We will meticulously address every threat to the rights and freedoms of our people. We will not allow fascist lumpenism such as xenophobia to spread in society. And we will also solve the problems related to illegal immigration. I believe that the number of returnees will increase with the housing projects we initiated with the financial support of Qatar.